Hello and welcome to tonight's SBC News. Certain farmers on Pralin are concerned about the withdrawal of the restriction to export tomatoes to other islands. This is because there are no tomatoes for sale since some farmers decided to stop the production of tomatoes because of the pest tuta absoluta, and some are just starting over. Some farmers have expressed their disappointment that they had to reach this stage for the restriction to be removed. The Division of Science, Technology and Innovation within the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Innovation has been chosen to help other African countries. This will be through trainings on how to conduct research and development surveys digitally. The trainings will be facilitated by ODA NEPAD, the branch of the African Union responsible for science, technology and innovation. The program officer at the agency, Lukovi Seke, says that Seychelles was chosen because of NIST's innovations within the research and development field.
Because Seychelles managed to come up with a tool to allow a real-time display of all the requests that one can have, to allow the country to take a decision, because the institution collecting data will provide some recommendation. It's up to the government to take the decision. In the SADC region, another protocol on science, technology, and innovation, which is like a type of policy where they are requesting all member countries in the region to invest at least 1% of their GDP into research. And that 1% can never be tracked unless countries carry out survey that we call research and development survey. And the intention now is to make sure that each year countries collect data in the field of R&D to check how far most of the economy, most of the government did go in supporting the agenda of really using science, technology, and innovation as enablers to socioeconomic development and sustainable growth.
Seychelles, as a small island developing state, is accelerating its effort to scale up renewable energy and increase energy efficiency. It is the minister responsible for environment and climate change, Flavien Joubert, who said that in his virtual speech at a high-level dialogue on energy. In his speech, Mr. Joubert listed the progress that Seychelles has made regarding energy, such as having a photovoltaic farm, a wind farm, and schemes encouraging people to install PV panels at home. Minister Joubert also said that Seychelles is ready to consult international partners on suitable investment opportunities, including future energy sources. He said that such partnership will strengthen the role that renewable energy will play in balancing the country's energy mix and will also contribute to address long-term energy security.
Seychelles aims for transformational change from a current target of 15% renewables by 2030 to a strategy for 100% by 2050 in our updated and enhanced NDC, in keeping with the IPCC's special report on global warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius. To achieve these targets, Seychelles needs to move away from fossil fuels and embrace renewable energy on a large scale. This is what will allow us to meet our energy needs, lower our carbon emissions, and mitigate the adverse effects of climate change. We are committed to providing sustainable energy to our population at affordable rates and also attain UN SDG 7. To do so, seeds like the Seychelles need access to appropriate financing that will facilitate energy transformation and support the implementation of the Paris Agreement commitments and achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Increased ambitions of Seychelles' nationally determined contributions and renewable energy targets cannot be realized if we do not address challenges such as varied, fragmented financing with stringent financing procedures, reduced access to financial assistance because of the country's GDP level, and also if we do not find innovative ways to alleviate the country's debt burden. Supporting policies, legislations, as well as promotional schemes are being prepared and shall be implemented in the near future. But we count on the continued attention and the support of key development partners to work with small island states like Seychelles to showcase the importance of multilateralism and durable partnerships to strengthen climate change mitigation, adaptation efforts, and to contribute to the recovery from the COVID pandemic.
Many students at the international school have achieved top results for their IGCSE and A-level exams. The exams were held in June this year, despite the closure of the school since January because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The director of the school, Elodie Valentine, says that she is proud of the students' achievement, which is the result of their hard work and commitment of the staff at the school.
Many students at international school have achieved top results for their IGCSE and A-level exams. The exams were held in June this year, despite the school closing since January because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I got 10 A stars from my IGCSEs. I plan to continue my A-levels at ISS, and hopefully I'll go into year 12, year 13, do well in my AS and A-levels, and then hopefully I'll go to university in England doing a degree in politics, philosophy and economics.
My results were also especially surprising as I did complete my exams 1 year earlier than I was supposed to, as I did skip a grade and went straight from year 5 to year 7, as I sat my year 6 SATs 1 year early. So every exam I did from IGCSEs to A-levels, I did it 1 year before I was supposed to, and I was 1 year younger than everybody else.
For the A-level exams, there was a 100% pass rate in 13 out of 16 subjects. For psychology and biology, all students got either an A star or an A. In accounting and computer science, all students scored between an A star and a B. And for English literature and chemistry, all students received between A stars and C. Outstanding results were also recorded for the IGCSE exams. There was a 100% pass rate in 15 out of 19 subjects, and about 3/4 of the grades achieved were between A stars and C.
We are delighted with the results at the international school this year. Our students have had a very tough year with the pandemic and the challenges of school closures and lockdown, but they have done brilliantly. At IGCSE, 1 out of 5 grades were A stars this year. We had a number of high achievers, including 4 students achieving 10 A stars each in those exams. At A level, 2 out of 5 grades were A star to B. And we had 21% of A-star grades. We put in place an online provision very quickly when lockdown took place in January 2020, with 100% of live lessons being delivered to our IGCSE and A-level students. And our staff have worked extremely hard to ensure that there were no gaps in the coverage of the curriculum for the students, and that the students had all the materials and the knowledge they needed to sit the external exams.
Police have been handing out so-called ICE cards, which help identify carriers in emergency situations. The force has had 10,000 of the in case of emergency cards printed for free distribution. The cards know the holder's personal information as well as vital medical details and emergency contact numbers. Distribution began at bus terminals yesterday and will continue at key sites around Mahé, Pralin and La Digue.
The main importance is sometimes when police officers and other medical officers arrive on scene, like someone in distress, such as accident. Mostly when someone are unconscious, we are unable to identify him or her. And for medical also, when those people arrive at the hospital, they don't have information on that person, and it's difficult for them to treat the patient or whatsoever. I think we will save more life.
The American Embassy recently organized a meeting for journalists concerning trafficking in persons. Only 3 journalists were present for the meeting, where they had the chance to learn more about the different types of trafficking in persons and the best way to report about them. The Director for Trafficking in Persons in the Office of the Minister for Internal Affairs, Aina Laporte, was also present at the meeting. The Chargé d'Affaires at the American Embassy Judd Debar said that it is estimated that around 25 million people around the world are victims of trafficking in persons. She said that many are forced to do commercial sex work, do forced labor in factories or on the field, and forced to join the armed forces. Several millions are children.
This crime is an affront to human rights and to human dignity. We fight it, you fight it, because it is the right thing to do. It is also in our interest to stop trafficking. We know it's destabilizing to societies and to economies, and we must do everything we can as a global community to stop trafficking wherever it occurs. The U.S. State Department's Trafficking in Persons report is truly the world's most comprehensive resource of the anti-trafficking efforts being undertaken by governments around the globe. It reflects the United States' long-standing commitment to this issue. It's something we take pride in. It's the product of a great deal of work by our team at the U.S. Embassy, those in Washington, D.C., by NGOs, journalists, academics, and survivors who can help us identify and document these crimes so that our governments can more effectively combat it.
Those are our main stories so far this Sunday evening. Join me again at 8. Bye for now.